Hello, readers. My name is Justin, and this is Justin's 52 Books, where I dive into the 52 Book Club's 2022 Reading Challenge. Today, we are doing week 2, prompt 24, a book that addresses a specific topic. And in this case today, reverse colonization, science fiction, imperial fantasy, and Alt-Victimhood by David M Higgins. This book is part of the University of Iowa Press's New American Canon series, which is an interesting set of books. Some I would be interested in reading, and some I would not touch with a 10-foot pole. But hey, that's a good selection and a good cross-section. William Gibson and the Futures of Contemporary Culture, Techno-Modern Poetics, The Meanings of J. Robert Oppenheimer, The Legacy of David Foster Wallace. There's a bunch of books, and Reverse Colonization by David M. Higgins is part of that series, and please feel free to go check that out because, like I said, there's some interesting analysis going on at the University of Iowa in the New American Canon series. So how does this book address a specific topic? Why choose this book for this prompt? Well, it fit. The prompt is a little vague, and in this case, I was reading the book anyway, so here you go. Sometimes reading challenges work that way. Vague prompt means lots of flexibility. Did I like it? Yes, I liked it a great deal. The concept of reverse colonization is important to think about, particularly for those of us who have been steeped in the science fiction culture for a long time. Being able to examine the question and look at, are you, to boil it down to Star Wars, are you the Empire or are you the Rebel Alliance? Because there's lots of people who think that they're the Rebel Alliance and have gotten their influence and their power from their position in our society. Higgins first starts out with H.G. Wells's War of the Worlds, which is a great place to start a conversation about reverse colonization because that was Wells's original idea with that book to illustrate what it's like to be a colonized, subjugated member of the British Empire rather than the oppressor portion of the empire. Taking that argument and flipping it on its axis so that the British subjects could understand, or at least attempt to understand, what it's like to have an invading, be invaded from a far more well-armed aggressor. And that's why it's so groundbreaking to take those concepts and those ideas and apply them with these fantastical elements. Higgins talks about where we see this in our culture today with incel movement and the sad puppy stuff with the Hugos and with right-wing Twitter talking about red pills and whatnot. And it's important to call out. It's important to have a name for, and that's where this book is so important and timely. The list of works that Higgins analyzes through his book include, but are not limited to, Stranger in a Strange Land, Dune, 2001: A Space Odyssey, The Exegesis of Philip K. Dick, The Prisoner, which I didn't know was written by Thomas Disch. It's a novelization of the old television show The Prisoner. I was chuffed to read about that and to hear about that, and we'll probably be revisiting that at a later date in this reading challenge. But speaking of Thomas Disch, Camp Concentration, a couple of J.G. Ballard stories, The Drowned Giant and The Voices of Time, the Elric books, which I never had thought about those books as a metaphor for colonialization, but when you think about the sickly, white, powerless guy using the big black sword that sucks up souls is very much a object to discuss when thinking about metaphors of colonization. And the book ends discussing an early Samuel Delany series called The Fall of the Towers, which I had not heard of. That consists of 4 books: Out of the Dead City, Captives of the Flame, The Towers of Toron, and City of a Thousand... I wanted to say dances, but no, City of a Thousand Suns. And that finishes my discussion about Reverse Colonization by David Higgins, week 2 of my 52-week book challenge. Please visit 52books.com for more information on their reading challenge and to see all of their prompts and see what I'm facing throughout 2022. Please feel free to check me out on Goodreads and Storygraph, Justin's 52 Books. And next week I'll be doing Prompt 8, a book involving the art world. Looking forward to it. See you then. Until then, happy reading.